Hello everyone, this is going to be a strictly teaching video because there's going to be two tight conjunctions today on the 30th and tomorrow on the 31st of May. And conjunctions are probably the most important and most diverse of the different aspects and aspect patterns as well, because whenever you see two celestial objects or a chart point and the celestial objects or more celestial objects in conjunction, they are in a very, very direct way amplifying each other and also affecting each other. And how to delineate depends on basically two things. Number one, how these celestial objects are impacting each other, whether they like each other or not, what sort of archetype they represent, what sort of mechanism they move around, and the energy pattern, because the energy pattern provides the background of the conjunction. So whenever I teach beginners and we are learning about conjunctions, I always say that this is some sort of melting into one another, merging. And this merging can be very beautiful and harmonious, but could be very stressful as well. Everything depends on the participants. And on May 30th and 31st, we have two very important conjunctions. Actually, probably one of the most important conjunctions occur during this particular time. And these two are the Jupiter North Node conjunction and the Vesta Uranus conjunction. Let's kind of take them apart. As you can see, I'm not showing you the full chart. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter where you are. You're going to experience these two conjunctions in your life if you are allowing it to manifest. And the first one, which I already talked about a couple of times, is the Jupiter North Node conjunction. The North Node is in Taurus at the moment for another month and a half, 6 weeks approximately. And Taurus is the sign, the second sign in the year. It's the middle of spring, where spring is manifesting full blown. You never see and smell and you never have that many sensual impacts in nature than in Taurus, because this is when everything floods our consciousness, colors, scents, everything is blooming, the birds are nesting. So life is striving really to manifest itself. And that's the essence of spring, and that's the essence of Taurus, where we want to enjoy life. And actually, and that's the essence of life, by the way, to enjoy it. And it's quite interesting because so the main purpose, the main function of human life is enjoyment, believe it or not. Why you are here on Earth is because you want to enjoy it. And this is what occurs in Taurus, because in your non-manifested form, so in your psychic form, in your spiritual form, that's something that you are unable to do. And you need the human senses, you need the nerve endings to be able to enjoy what's here on the earth plane. Of course, suffering is also part of it. And as I said many times, it's so interesting. At the moment, we are really experiencing some crazy times, not just on the universal level, because if you look around, there are crazies all around everywhere, and warmongering is happening, and they want you to believe that what is occurring is natural. No, it's not. It's man-made. The whole thing is manipulated and man-made. But at the same time, on the personal level, I really see a lot of tragedies. A lot of horrible things are happening to people. They are suffering enormously. It really is if Satan or the forces of hell are pushing manure on us. This is how I experience this. And kind of this is what's happening in Jupiter in Taurus, because Jupiter enlarges everything it touches. And at the moment, it touches the North Node, and the North Node in Taurus gives us the task to concentrate on our well-being, on our harmony, our resources. You need to create resources and some sort of solid background for yourself, because for the next 18 years, we won't have displacement. The next time the North Node is going to transit Taurus will be 18 years from now, and Jupiter enlarges everything it touches. Now it enlarges this task to please pay attention to your well-being, to your harmony, to your resources, and try to create something that is big enough for you to last for 18 years. The other conjunction is the Uranus-Vesta conjunction. In karmic astrology, we are watching everything with Vesta involved, because Vesta as an archetype is the high priestess, and as a function it denotes the tunnel vision, also the focusing principle. What does it mean? Wherever you have Vesta in your chart is the sphere of life where you can actually concentrate exclusively on that, with excluding everything else. And whatever Vesta is touching is what you can focus on. And the reason is very simple, because in ancient times, it was the duty of the high priestess to create a ceremony by which things are going to happen the way it should happen, they should happen. And for this, she needed concentrated effort and also concentration by itself. So that's why Vesta is the focusing principle, and also tunnel vision, which allows you not to meddle into anything else. And in karmic astrology, Saturn Vesta aspects denote all sorts of oaths and promises and vows. And Uranus Vesta has two functions. You can focus Vesta on change and also on the chaos, of course, Uranus, but also it also allows you to focus on change for yourself, which means to lift, to free from these oaths and promises and vows. So now all four chart points are in Taurus. And it really is a very crucial space-time moment where and there's this old saying that if you want change, be change yourself, be the change, the force of change yourself. And that's exactly what these two conjunctions are conveying for us. And they will be within OPE for the next week. So if you didn't do anything today, or you don't do anything tomorrow, no sweat, because you can still utilize these placements, and it doesn't really matter where they are and what they do in your own chart. It's not really important. I try to make these videos because I'm trying to draw attention to certain placements out there in the space-time moment. And if you concentrate on it, it's yours. So actually, you can look around in your own life and you can see how you can create stability and how you can create anything linked to Taurus. And also you can concentrate on the necessary changes you need to do. So that's what we are, how you can utilize any energy up there. What is interesting that on March 30th, so today, I'm going to post this video shortly as I, so that for you to be able to utilize it. And again, as you can see, I didn't show you the main chart. I didn't show you transcendental celestial objects. I really concentrated on these two conjunctions and what the sun does, because the sun on the 30th makes a decile to the Jupiter North Node conjunction. Deciles are part of the quintile series. The quintile series were created by Johannes Kepler, the mathematician, astronomer, astrologer, because he was playing around with numbers and ratios. So what he did was he divided the circle by 5. 7 as well, but the quintile series is linked to the number 5, and the number 5 is the middle of the number row of numbers, really, because there are 9 numbers basically in numerology. You can actually add up, and then you can derive anything down to the first 9 numbers. And number 5 is in the middle. So it's the cornerstone of numbers. And that's why Kepler linked it to the human being, to the human person, the person who is able to manifest ingenious things. So the quintile series is linked to ingeniousness, all sorts of ingeniousness. And the smallest that he derived was the decile, which is half the quintile. And decile, 36 degrees, describes professionalism, something, an ingenious way to manifest through your hands, through your everyday capacities, something that you consider it natural, but anyone else that watches you, your gardening, your cooking, your baking, whatever, things that you are ingenious. So this is how you can interpret deciles. And at the moment, the sun makes a decile to both Jupiter and the North Node. And the sun highlights and illuminates anything it makes an aspect with, and it also infuses everything with energy and consciousness. So this is what's happening. With the Sun-Jupiter decile, you can actually create luck around you. Don't forget, we are 36 days after the Sun-Jupiter conjunction. Now we have the decile. So there is yet another potential to create luck around you, and also to hope and to have enthusiastic wishes for yourself, for your growth, for your personal growth. And then the Sun North Node decile provides you with ingenious ways to accept your destiny, to make destiny choices for yourself. But what is even more interesting, that this is also a midpoint structure, because the decile, in the middle of the decile, you have the Jupiter, you have the Vesta Uranus conjunction. So it is a midpoint structure as well. So the Uranus Vesta conjunction is at the midpoint of Sun North Node and Sun Jupiter. What does it mean? That to be able to utilize this decile, you need to concentrate, to focus, Vesta, on change, Uranus, or you need to focus on how to break old oaths and wishes and promises and vows. And this is what you are able to do, especially on the 30th, on the 31st. This is kind of falling apart already, not exactly, because with midpoint structures, we allow 1 to 1.5 degree orb, but with the sun, you can actually make it 2 degrees. But even so, this midpoint structure is valid only for today, whereas the rest of the conjunctions are going to be there for another couple of days, a week for sure. So this is it, and I wish you happy utilizing of the energy patterns, and I will, of course, concentrate on other stuff as well. So this video was strictly a teaching video. If you don't do anything, if you don't have at least some sort of karmic astrological knowledge, even then, I hope you could learn something from it. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.